what's going on. We're not playing by the game by your rules, okay? It's divine. It's the incarnation. Those are the rules. And those rules basically don't exist. He makes them up. He makes it up as he goes along, and that's how it works. And how does he do that? He's doing it with the help of Prakriti. The mother, Divine Mother, and he are a team. They're working together on Earth consciousness, and they're doing this thing, and there are no rules. The rules are between them. They are above and beyond that. So they do not have to conform to your idea of morality or ethics. Swamiji does not tell the truth. He probably tells the truth way less than you think he does. I mean, very often he tells something that's just not so. But that is the higher reality. It's reflecting a higher truth. Now, that sounds really stupid, and I'm sorry. Because I just can't. Some people are going to think that I'm criticizing him, and absolutely, I may be doing that. Maybe I am. Okay? But I also know that he saved me. He's saving me by doing what he's doing. So let him. In fact, there's so much that you don't know about me, and this is also another thing. This Mira, wonderful divine Mira, always would say, because she thinks that your system is this and your system is that, and she can see everything and she can know everything, and to a degree she does see and she does know, but to another she has no idea. And she used to say that you're like this and you're like that, and act like she really knew me and really knew what was going on, and it's just not true. It just wasn't. That's not what's going on. So the stuff that's on the surface is just so far from what's actually there. I remember, where are we? 13 minutes. Oh boy, here we go, up to 20 minutes again. It's going to be another long one. Swamiji one day, doing an interaction on the first verse of the 9th chapter of Gita, pretty sure that's the one it is. Idam tate guhyatamam, and all that. Wow, I can pronounce it. Okay, I can recite it. Okay, so now, Arjuna, I'm going to tell you the real secret, because you have gone beyond fault finding, basically. You are dear to me because you've gone beyond fault finding. This was so cool. Swamiji starts out, and here's this garbage person, this rubbish woman, Gargi, sitting there. Actually, that time, probably they were calling me Gloria by that time. They didn't want to call me by my correct name. That's okay. So, there is still some bitterness here, some bitter thing coming out. I admit, some vital impurity is still there. But this is my process. I'm just telling you this story, and some of you will enjoy this. I'm sitting there next to the door, wherever I like to sit, and somebody starts in, and he said, now I'm going to turn your system. And I knew it was coming, but I don't know if anybody else did. And my prayer to the Lord in this moment is, okay, start with me. Start by criticizing me. Because I knew that he was going to do this. So he went around the room, and certain people, most of them I think, he criticized, and some of them he praised highly. Probably. I'm trying to remember exactly how this went. And it was amusing to me, because I knew that's what he was up to. I knew that it was, and people thought that here is this Gargi, this Gloria, and she's the lowest creature, and she's not. I mean, this is, okay, that's also what's going on in my vital. My vital is also pushing me down and saying you're worthless. But basically that was what it was. That was the game we were playing in the ashram, being reflected to me. And she doesn't know anything, and she's not aware and stuff. And these people were totally confused by this interaction, quote-unquote interaction, because they thought that somebody was going to reveal some jnana to them. Well, he wasn't revealing jnana. What he was doing was he was providing an example for them. He was stirring up everybody's system and he used to do this to me all the time. This is how I know that this is what was going on. And it used to drive me nuts, because I was in the state where I was trying to, with external like in verse 152, it's like, what is it going to get you if you external control is not going to get you anywhere, basically. Sadrusham Pyashyate Swasya. External control isn't what yoga is about. Okay, but I was always trying to control these thoughts, but under the surface is always boiling in me some negative energy about some person. And Swamiji, like, anytime I would get in the car with him, he'd be sitting in the front with somebody, and he'd be talking to them, not to me, and he would start to criticize some person, and I would just, like, grit my teeth and hang onto the seat and go, oh, here we go again, because within minutes, that whole thing, that whole scenario, and all the negative feelings I had towards that person would come up. But I was always struggling to keep those things under control. So what he was doing in that interaction on the first verse, idam tate guyatamam pavakyabhyana suyave, 9th chapter, he was stirring up people's system against each other to bring out the negative energy, to make it conscious to you that this is where your system's at, and to cleanse that. And these people didn't know that. I'd be willing to bet. They just, and ha ha ha, I knew it. And that's where I am. I'm proud. Okay? I'm still very egoistic and proud. The biggest ego, I have this distinction. Now, if anybody else in the movement has been told by Swamiji that you are the biggest ego that he's ever met, then please meld it, Ishmael. Okay? Send me an email. I want to hear it. I want to know. Then I can give you my crown. Okay? That's my crown. My crown is I have the biggest ego. The biggest negative ego. The biggest negative self-identification that he's ever seen, which is almost impossible to get past. Okay. So he went around the room, told all kinds of negative things about people. So all through the room, all of this inferiority, superiority thing is coming up around people. And I remember that time Ashok was there. So there were Orissa people there, and there were Western people there, and he was, telling all kinds of negative thing about everybody. But he started with me. He answered my prayer. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he started with my system, because that was what I was praying in my heart. And that was the level of my surrender at that point. And I also gave him a paper one time. I wrote on a paper. It was, what is that word, indemnify? I wrote on something on a paper that you are hereby freed from any sense of wrongdoing. Now I can't remember what I wrote, but basically I wrote a contract. You are free to say anything about me, whether it's perceived to be true or not. I wrote it on a piece of paper. Why did I do that? Well, Prakriti through me was giving him a signal, number one. Number two, giving me the signal that this is the game we're going to play. Swamiji's going to tell all kinds of nasty things about you. This is necessary for the movement. It's necessary for the people in ashram. They have something they have to go past. Okay? That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what really happened. Go deeper. Go a level deeper. Find out what really happened. That's what happened for me. That's my take on it. What was going on? Okay. And then the whole thing about when she deleted when she took down the server and deleted the website and stuff. I put it all up. Why shouldn't I take it down? Prakriti did that through me, through my system. I wasn't doing anything. And believe me, you think that was a nice thing that happened in my system? You think that was fun? Shh. Anyway, and then I remember, dear sweet people coming and saying, you have such a big ego. Well, okay. That's the role I have to play for you all, for everybody. We're all playing roles with each other. Someday I'll tell that story. Somebody told about this in such a cute way, but still, it's, he does these things, and I'm talking about it because why not? Maybe it's a release for me. That's what happens when you're in a tamasic mood. You talk a lot. So Swamiji also talks a lot. His system he has a lot of tamas in his system. So do I. I mean, that it is innate makeup. The makeup of his innate qualities. So we're very similar. Really, we are. And people people are screaming right now, no, she's go at it again, she's crazy. Okay, that's fine. So, what it's all about is love. What it comes down to is love. And all the stuff that I've told right now is probably touching off a lot of stuff in people. But now we're at 21:41, and that means it's almost 22 minutes, and that means I can't make a 10-minute video, 2 10-minute videos. It doesn't work, so I have to close this.